All right, guys, we're about ready to start. Sorry, I'm starting a few minutes late. Just getting everything set up here. I don't know why there's a bunch of chat going on in the history meme submission room, but it looks like there was. I've literally had thousands of messages already on here. So we talked about the idea of maybe just having the mods pick some out, but I thought for this first time we're just going to kind of start scrolling down, and eventually we'll probably do it that way. And hello to everybody. I'm just catching up on the chat here. Weird, we had like 50 people in here a second ago, and the second I actually started, it went down to 30. I don't know why that is, but now it's going back up. Oh, they got the ads. That's probably why. All right, so I'm just going to scroll through some of these, and I'm going to pick some out at random. And we'll just laugh and talk about them a little bit. So, and I think I should be out of the way. If I pull them up like this, then my face cam thing shouldn't be in the way of all this. So, well, just had another friend delete and block me on Facebook. Guys from France. He asked, or we were talking about sports history. He asked me who won the first Tour de France. Apparently, 5th Panzer Division was not the correct answer. Okay, that one's good. I like it. First of all, it's easy to understand. My wife was looking through a few of these last night and didn't understand any of them, so I was trying to explain them to her. So I'll have you guys kind of keep track with me, and we'll decide which ones were the best ones that we look at today. So how's it going, everybody? I have my contacts in, so I can kind of see, but it gets a little blurry at times with my contacts. So I don't know if the 5th Panzer Division was one of the exact divisions that invaded France or not, but it's just funny. It's funny in general. So, yes, and don't spam. That's a good way to get yourself blocked from being able to chat. That's what Insane and others are here for. What's going on, Insane? How's it going? All right. When a Tiger tank can carry 92 shells, so just send 93 T-34s to deal with it. Okay, it took me a second on that one. But Stalin, is just saying it doesn't matter because if we lose 92 tanks, at least the last one gets it. So not as funny, but I get the history behind that one, so it's pretty good. Okay. My great-great-great-grandfather was in Sherman's army when they took Atlanta, so I can appreciate this one. Birthday boy, and Atlanta is a cake that is on fire. So I always appreciate a good Civil War meme. That one probably will not go well to our Southern friends, but see, even our friends in France appreciate the one about France, so that's good. I have it set to low delay, so it should only be about a 5 to 8 second delay between what I'm seeing and what you guys are doing. Find someone who looks at you like Major Taylor looks at flapjacks in small mountains. Now, this is a pretty niche meme here. You have to be familiar with the movie Gettysburg. There's a scene where he's talking to General Lee, and he's trying to get him to eat breakfast, and he talks about what all they have, courtesy of the great Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. And one of the things he says is flapjacks in small mountains. So I don't know if it's funny, but I appreciate it because I appreciate the history behind that one. So I'll see Cameron appreciates the southern one. So Stalin invades Saturn. The idea of Russians throwing soldiers false, I don't know that it is. They certainly, Stalin definitely had a history of demonstrating he didn't much care for his people all that much. But I don't know. You want to hear the Patriot. All right, let's see what else we got. When the fellow on the home guard welcomes you home during your Christmas leave. All right. I don't get that one. Somebody's going to have to help me. Finn Haynes, it didn't get very many views. That's the reason I stopped playing it. If I play an episode of Grand Tactician, the Civil War on my gaming channel, I get 10 times the views that I do of a Empire of Sin. That's just the reality of it. So I don't get this one. I don't know if anybody can explain it to me. But I think we're going to move on. Maybe somebody will explain it to me afterwards. Civil War lampoon Magazine. 7 Days Hero. Everything practicable if I were at Gettysburg. All right. I appreciate that one. That one's good. Oh, Confederate Home Guard. Okay. I was thinking that it was, it was like a foreign thing. I wasn't thinking Confederate. I wasn't thinking Civil War at all. Okay. Now I get it. So this one's good because Stonewall Jackson dies 2 months before the Battle of Gettysburg. And his replacements were A.P. Hill and Richard Ewell, who take on the new 2nd and 3rd Corps, instead of Jackson just having the whole 2nd Corps to himself. And Ewell gets this message from Lee saying, take that hill if practicable. And that's the kind of message that Stonewall Jackson would have taken and said, yeah, I'll go do it. And he would have done it. But Ewell wasn't Stonewall Jackson. So I appreciate that one. That's very cool. I like that a lot. Okay, so it makes sense when you talk about Home Guard with the Civil War. So this one's a video, so I'm not quite sure what we're getting into, so I'm not going to take my chances with that one. Sad Christmas story. They can't even split a pair of shoes. That is wrong. That is not okay. Making fun of wounded guys who lose the same leg. I get it. I get it. I don't know if I want to laugh at it, though, especially if we might have somebody in the chat who maybe has lost a limb in war or something. I don't want to offend anybody on that one. Heard you needed help. The Western world. So this is Rome basically saying we're here to help you before we conquer everything. So I like that. I appreciate that one. So we got 114 people, but only 24 likes. So make sure you guys hit the like button. I would greatly appreciate it. And continued thank yous for the subs. We went over 22,000 subscribers this morning on this channel. We're probably less than 2 weeks away from passing my gaming channel, which I've had for 4 years, with a channel that's, 2 months ago had 100 subscribers or 500 subscribers on this channel. So thank you for that. What else did Sherman put into Lincoln's stocking? Santa Claus Sherman putting Savannah into Uncle Sam's stocking. Nice. So yeah, it was, I don't know if it's funny, but Sherman sent Lincoln a telegram. When Sherman left Atlanta on his march to the sea, basically there was very little contact between Sherman and Lincoln. Lincoln said something to the effect of, I know what hole he went into, and I know what hole he's coming out of, but I don't know what hole he's coming out of, something like that. But he didn't know what was going on for a few weeks there. And then he got a telegraph communication from Sherman presenting him the city of Savannah as a Christmas present. So appreciate that one. The French surrender memes will come. Well, I don't know how far down they are. We've literally got, like, there's got to be 1,000 memes in this channel since I created it last. I made this channel at like 10 o'clock last night. And in the first 15 minutes, we had 200 messages already. So very popular. It just gave us an excuse for a live stream, and we'll do more of these. I know my friend, he's not really my friend. We've only chatted a few times, but I say that in an affectionate way. Mr. Terry does a lot of meme videos, and they've been very popular. And I'm not trying to copy what he does because he's unique and he does what he does, and he does it very well. But this channel is very similar to that. And maybe once I grow a little bit, maybe he and I can collab down the road. It'd be a lot of fun. But I highly support what he's doing, and hope you guys do as well. Stop at 69 likes. Well, we need 5 more to get there. It will get dark. It's about my nation, Germany. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Custer warns that there are some gifts that keep on giving. Meaning sexually transmitted diseases, I'm assuming, is what that means there with the prostitutes. Interesting. All right, here we go. Attacking the United States. Yeah, he's sawing off the limb that he's sitting on. Again, I don't know if it's funny, but very appropriate and very historical. That Japan basically was shooting themselves in the foot by that. Insane. I will definitely get to some of the memes you posted, sir. I asked for one of those repeating carbines, not this piece of crap. And he hands him a sword. Okay. Santa Claus, thank you for that. Mehmet II, you barely have any men left. Surrender the city and your life will be spared. Constantine the 11th, I didn't hear no bell. Nice. I appreciate that one. Best anime crossover 2021, Rixus says. Nice. 420 likes. No, not okay. Not okay. You say you need 25,000 Big Mac meals and pickup name is Robert E. Lee. So this is a reference to, it took me a minute on that one. When Lee surrendered, that's about how many men he had. And the first thing he did was ask Grant for food because they had no food, no rations for the army. So I appreciate that. That's good. No, we have 76 likes. No, that's okay. Now we might as well get it to 100. POV. Is this Doge? Is that what they call this guy? I don't know. I'm not up on the latest memes. My daughter could explain these things better than I can. You are Africa. Not okay. Not okay. Christmas 1863. You were all getting draft commutations this year. Oh, man. Because this is about when both sides in the American Civil War had the draft. Let's go for 69,420 likes. Doge meme. Okay, it is Doge. Okay, I thought so. Has anyone seen Canada? Hold on, I got this. War of 1812. We beat America. Burn the White House. Canadian militia. Best militia. That's pretty good. Draftees in 1864 were not of the best quality. I was under the impression that there was a bounty. That's true. And actually, a lot of people in the Civil War would enlist and then jump, do like they were bounty jumpers. They would get the bounty, they would desert, and then either go home or enlist again and do the same thing. Canada awakens. All right, let's see what we've got next here. Ottoman Empire in the 16th century, strongest and wealthiest empire in the world. Ottoman Empire now, oh man, does not exist. Boy, you could even say Ottoman Empire in the early 20th century may as well have been an empty thing because by that point they were losing wars to little Balkan nations, so it was not going real well for them. True Moo, it depends on the teacher, I guess. My daughter has had, she hated history when she had some teachers, and then a couple years ago she had a fantastic history teacher, and it made all the difference in the world, and now she is really into history. I've always believed that how much we love a subject can very much depend on the kind of teacher we had. My history teacher in high school was fantastic. He was also my track coach, my distance coach for track. And he actually used to let me teach the class. He knew how much I knew about history even then. He knew I wanted to be a history teacher. And especially when we got to the American Civil War, he would actually invite me to come up and teach the class. And to this day, I just have nothing but respect for that man. I've always really looked up to him. He was just a great, great guy. Still teaching at the high school that I went to. And that was, gosh, I graduated in 1995. So it's been 26 years and he's still there. So good for him. Okay. Let's move on. Every other Union general, Sherman. Yeah! Okay, that's cool. I like that. That's pretty funny. I appreciate the high level of Civil War memes that we've had so far. Flying Fortress, your 10th grade history teacher was a Vietnam vet. Very cool. I've always been ashamed of the way that our country, I wasn't around then, but treated our Vietnam vets in the aftermath of that war, most of whom were drafted and didn't have much of a choice in where they were going. So, all right. When it's 1918 and your officer screams over the top and starts blowing his whistle, are you delusional? Do you suffer from a mental illness? Oh, that's so true. I tell you what, I mean, have there been many wars that had to have been tougher on the psyche of human beings than that one, with the trench warfare and then the extreme moments of terror and the gas and all? Oh my gosh. 1918 is, or the World War I in general, of all the wars that one could have served in, pretty much one of the worst, I would think, in terms of what it must have meant to a soldier. We got 164 people in here. This is awesome. Hello. Make sure you subscribe if you're new. Tons of great content, I think, on the channel. A lot of variety. I talked to my wife last night. I think she's going to let me go to Fredericksburg this week. So we'll see, but I'll confirm that with you guys when the time comes. And if so, I'm going to have all day Thursday, all day Friday, and part of Saturday at the Fredericksburg, Chancellorsville, Wilderness, Spotsylvania battlefield. So I'm going to shoot as much video as I can to get to you guys. And I've got some new tools to do it with. The drone. I've got a new selfie stick that's got a gimbal on it to make it really steady when I'm making videos. So I'm excited about that too. So that'll all be coming hopefully soon. Okay, where are we at? The monolith is how I transported in, courtesy of the Yankee Navy, who denied me any other port of entry. Okay, so this is a crossover between the whole monolith thing that happened recently. What was it? 4 or 5 months ago, maybe. I don't know, maybe longer. And then this is a quote from Colonel Fremantle in the Gettysburg film. And you can kind of see Colonel Fremantle there. And he talked about having to come in through, I think, through Texas. So I appreciate that. Not funny, but I appreciate it. Rick says, yes, I got a really nice drone. Shoots incredible video, has like a several mile long range to it. So as long as I'm not standing on the battlefield, the way it works is U.S. national parks don't allow drones to take off or land from national park territory. But the way those battlefields are, large chunks of the Fredericksburg, Spotsylvania, Chancellorsville, Wilderness battlefields are not owned by the National Park Service. So I could just stand right outside of it, launch my drone, fly into the park, take a bunch of video, and then fly it back. And that's perfectly legal to do that. So that's what I'll be doing. So, hello, Gabriel. Thank you. I appreciate that. Always love to have folks from Brazil. We've had a few other folks from Brazil in the past. So I get a lot of people asking me to react to Sabaton's new song. Let me tell you what's going on with that if you're new to the channel or if you haven't heard me already say this. Sabaton's record label, Nuclear Blast Records, reached out to me, I don't know, 2-3 weeks ago and expressed appreciation for what I was doing with the reaction videos and the attention I was bringing to Sabaton, and asked me if I would cooperate with them, not only with Sabaton, but with some of their other bands as well. And I think they're going to send me a bunch of merch, which is really cool. And what they asked me to do was that in conjunction with this new song, which is about the Swedish lifeguard, they asked me that a few days after the release of the song, if I would make a video just talking about some of the highlights of the history of the Livgardet. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Probably Monday, I'll have a video talking about the history behind that song, and then I'll link to the song from there. So that's what's going to be coming about that. Korea, Lord Valendil. Very cool. Awesome. Glad you could join us. All right, where are we at here? We're on this one here. Constructing a plan to invade France 9 years in advance. Strategically planning an offensive but losing 57,000 men on the first day. So this is the Schlieffen plan. This is the Somme, which was an absolute disaster for the Brits on the first day. I think they lost that many men on the first day, and I think the Germans lost like 10 or 12,000. It was awful. Equipping soldiers so poorly that their guns don't match their ammunition. Marching straight into Serbia's artillery training field. Good World War I meme. I appreciate that one very much. So that's cool. Swede history, IKEA time. Nice. My wife loves IKEA. We have one about an hour away, and we go there whenever we get a chance to go down to Pittsburgh. Dave Martin, that is awesome. My great uncle, who was the World War II vet that I knew the best next to my wife's grandfather. He passed away, my great uncle did, in 2004. Was in the 11th Armored Division, which was in Patton's 3rd Army. So the Battle of the Bulge was his first combat, Uncle Harold. So never got a chance to ask him about General Patton, but I know, he talked regularly about having served under Patton, and he was very proud of that fact. Patton was not necessarily the best human being, but boy, he was a fantastic general. Hey, Flying Fortress from the other side of Ohio, how's it going? Cody, good to see you. Yes, I do know some of the Livgardet history. I know more now that I've studied up on them in preparation for making the video. But I did know a little bit, not very much, not enough to make a video on. So I have done my research a little bit the last few days. And I know that I think one of the battalions in the Livgardet is the oldest continuously in service unit in the world in anybody's military. So that's pretty cool. Wow, Byron, that's amazing. I'm glad he survived. Okay, so we're on to, okay, what do we got going here? Caesar and the Romans when the Gallic reinforcements arrive at Alesia. Oh no. Anyway, that's good. I like that. So Alesia, Caesar lays siege to Alesia. I think it's in southern France. And he's built this siege wall all the way around. He's laying siege, and there's this wall all the way around it. And these Gallic reinforcements come, so he builds a wall around himself. So now he's got a wall around the town he's besieging, and he's got a wall around the outside of him as well. So that's pretty cool. I don't know who thought of that, but that's like a really niche meme as well. So that's a good one. I appreciate that. You can't ban things on your personal taste. Nikita Khrushchev. I'm going to pretend I didn't see that. So I don't know a lot about Khrushchev's history. I know Khrushchev definitely kind of opened some things up that Stalin had not allowed. Interestingly, I have met the son of Nikita Khrushchev. His son, actually, like Stalin's daughter, became an American citizen. And years ago, probably 20 years ago, Khrushchev's son, I think it was Sergei was his name, Sergei Khrushchev, came and spoke at a local high school, and I had the chance to go and hear him speak and meet him afterwards. So that was really super cool to meet him. But it's interesting that Stalin's grandchildren are American citizens today. Khrushchev's grandchildren are Americans. I think one of the claimants to the Romanov dynasty is an American who lives out in San Francisco. Cody, probably go at least an hour, maybe an hour and a half. We'll go for a while yet. Wow, Chaos Commissariat. That could not have been an easy place to have been in service. I'll turn to dark mode. Do I not have it on dark mode already? Oh, you mean on Windows? How do I do that? I don't even know how to do that. The command structure of the Army of Tennessee under Braxton Bragg. I'm going to create an environment that is so toxic. I see Elder Juan already chatted and said that. Yeah, Braxton Bragg was not a popular guy with his troops. He was not well liked, did not get along well with his subordinates. Contrast him with Leonidas Polk, who was loved by his troops, but not a very good general. So you had a lot of unhealthiness going on. Bragg sucked something serious. Interesting. Just type dark mode into the Windows search bar. What's wrong with my light mode? Okay, there we go. It is dark mode. There you go, guys. Not something I mess with too much, I guess. Will, what are you talking about? Oh, I must be just talking about a meme. Austria, World War I. Everyone hands the stick to Germany. And then that's pretty good. That is an accurate meme right there. That's a good one. I appreciate that one. Dark mode is the best mode. Yeah, okay, fair enough. 184 viewers. We're approaching 200, so no one leave until we hit 200, and then you're free to go if you need to. And make sure you hit like. Let's see if we can get that like number up as well. I do have dark YouTube already a thing for me. Will I react to history of SPQR in 20 minutes? Yeah, we'll see if we can get to that one. Will, I don't know why you keep spamming that, but you're about to get muted if you keep doing it. All right. Oh no, one dislike. Oh well, nobody's perfect. Was JFK or Reagan the better president? Reagan, but honestly, JFK really didn't get a chance to prove what he could do, so hard to say. McClellan on the peninsula waiting for reinforcements. They must have 200,000 men. That's about right. McClellan, oh my gosh, has there ever been a guy who did less with more than that man did? And I will not ever agree. Oh, 205 people. Okay, there we go. Awesome. Thank you guys. Very cool. Okay, he's been timed out for 300 seconds. There you go. Unlimited muting power. So yeah, McClellan, and every so often there are folks that defend McClellan. I will never defend the man. He could have taken Richmond in 1862. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. He could have easily taken Richmond in 1862. Okay. You hold them on the first day. You hold them on the second day. They charge mass at your fortified center on the third day. Gettysburg. Appreciate that. Awesome. Always good to have a good... Lots of Civil War memes today. I appreciate that because it's a subject I know most about. So that's cool. As a European, from these memes, I think that American history is just Civil War. Well, I think, honestly, Adam, what it comes down to is the Civil War is kind of my bread and butter when it comes to history. And so I think I tend to attract that sort of thing. So that's probably my fault more than anything else. Okay. No, you can't just shoot me with a weapon that took you hours to train. I trained my whole life to be a knight. It is unchivalrous. Ha ha. Gunpowder, go bang. Nice. And that actually also alludes to what was happening in Japan. I did the reaction to Shiroyama about that battle between the 500 samurai and 30,000 Japanese conscripts with the latest weapons. And contrary to popular belief, the samurai did use guns. But the issue, again, there was people who were lifelong soldiers going up against people who had been conscripted for 30 or 90 days or something. And, it did change the nature of warfare for sure. Yeah, the U.S. is absolutely still relatively young as a world power and in terms of history. One of the reasons I want to go to the UK so badly is because there's so much more history in Europe than we have here in the U.S. For us, something that's 200 years old is really old. But in Europe, that's pretty new. I mean, that's really new. All right, Frank, thank you for stopping by. Glad you could come by. Rip Tom Cruise. Oh, for a second there, I thought you guys were saying Tom Cruise died, but I guess it's a reference to The Last Samurai. Didn't he survive in that movie, though? How do you supply an army while marching through Georgia and South Carolina? The secret ingredient is crime. Okay. Is it really crime, though, if you're confiscating things in warfare? I don't know. I don't buy into the whole Sherman was a war criminal thing. I mean, he was just ahead of his time when it came to modern warfare, honestly. The Glorious Revolution, yes. I mean, without firing a shot, William and Mary take over the country. I know. Chaos Commissariat, I can't wait either. I am just dying to get to Europe. And you guys can help with that. That's a good segue. There's a link in the description about the GoFundMe. That's the best way to donate to the channel because YouTube doesn't take a cut of that like they do when you donate through the chat. Not that I'm discouraging donating through the chat, but YouTube takes 30% of that. So if you donate through the GoFundMe, it almost all goes to the channel, and that's going to go directly to helping fund my adventures in Europe, which you guys will be brought along for because I'm going to shoot video of everything, make a ton of videos for the channel when I go there. All right, how do we know if they're actually dead or just pretending? Braxton Bragg is your best general. And then they all start laughing. They're not really dead. Kill them. Our second Braxton Bragg meme. Okay, I appreciate that very much. David Ray. Oh, I want to go to Ireland badly. I've got roots in Ireland and Wales as well. You in England versus Wales. Awesome. West Brom, my team, who I'm wearing my Albion shirt today, or my pull-up, I guess it's a zip hoodie. They won today. They beat the other Albion, so I'm excited about that. All right. I don't always attack the Confederacy, but when I do, wait, LOL. I approve. I always approve of a good McClellan meme. Very cool. Do a collab with Atten Shea someday. We could. I don't know if his style fits me, but I don't know. Adam, the first European trip, well, first of all, my family's planning a UK trip, but that's going to be my whole family. But for me personally, and what this GoFundMe will go towards is I'm also planning probably this fall, assuming everything is open and allows for that, a trip to France, Western Germany, Belgium, the Netherlands. So World War I, World War II battlefields primarily, specifically Normandy, the Argonne, visit like where the Lost Battalion was and where Alvin York got his Medal of Honor, visit some of the German cemeteries as well as the American and Commonwealth cemeteries, visit Waterloo, follow in the steps of Easy Company from Band of Brothers, visit some of those sites, and I want to go to Aachen Cathedral and see where Charlemagne's buried as well. So those are kind of the plans, but I'm always open for suggestions about that. And Insane, I've already told him, since he lives in the Netherlands, that he's going to help me, at least when I get up to the Netherlands for some of those videos. So yes, real life meetup gang. And absolutely, if there's other folks in Europe or here in the States, when I do some of my travels here in the States, I try to let you guys know in advance if I'm going to be doing travels. Once things open back up and I can start traveling again, I will definitely let you guys know ahead of time on the channel and in Discord when and where I'm going. So if you are in the area and you want to meet up on a battlefield somewhere and tour with me and be a part of those videos, would love to have you guys to do that with. All right, let's move on. Ozoviets, then and again, Attack of the Dead 100 Men. Yes. Connor, I've gotten my oldest and my youngest. My 15-year-old daughter, who has a huge YouTube channel with 175,000 subs. I'm trying to catch her, by the way. So subscribe if you haven't already. And then my youngest, who's 8, are both really into Sabaton now. And they sing it all the time. So do I think the Warsaw Uprising was worth it or not? Well, if you look at the result, it wasn't. But I would never take away from those people their right to do what they thought they needed to. And I admire the heck out of the people of Warsaw for rising up against the Nazis the way that they did. I'm ashamed of the fact that we as the Allies did not do more to help them, more than we did. So when you visit Canada, when Canada visits you. Okay, as an American, I can appreciate that. Very cool. That was pretty good. Nice. Codex, better late than never, sir. Why haven't the winged hussars arrived yet? Nice. What's the smallest book in the world? The Book of Italian War Heroes. Ouch. What's her YouTube channel? So you can go support her. It's called, here, I'll just type it in the chat. Alex, thank you. Appreciate that. That's my daughter's YouTube channel, Gory Gaming 24601. She plays Roblox mostly, but some other things, Sims as well. She's hilarious. She's really good at YouTube. She's way better than I am at it. Do I know anything about Viking history? Only what I've read and studied from watching the History Channel show Vikings. And then, of course, The Last Kingdom, which is one of my all-time favorite shows, and I can't wait for the next season to come out. So from that, I have done some studying. So, all right. General Dan Sickles being removed from the Gettysburg battlefield on July 2nd, 1863, colorized. That might be my favorite one so far. That is fantastic. I love this. That is pretty much what he was doing when he left the battlefield. Smoking his cigar, being the bad you-know-what that he was. Love that one. That is huge. MH Dover, hello. I'm having a great day. Hoping you are as well. There you go, Will Simmons. You've got your first Sickles meme of the day. Yeah, USS Torsk, 180 degree opposite of this channel. My channel is 96% male and almost exclusively adults, or at least older teenagers, whereas my daughter's is probably primarily 9 to 12-year-old females. Let's catch up with the chats here. Connor, I'm just taking the memes as they come. I've got probably 1,000 of them in the queue here. So I'm not seeking out particular types of memes. You don't know who Dan Sickles is? Oh, well, read up on his story on July 2nd, 1863. When Forrest's cavalry appear out of nowhere, 100 miles from where they were last located, I pulled a little sneaky on you. Nathan Bedford Forrest, while not necessarily, again, the best human being in the world, though I think later in life he wasn't as bad as he was earlier. A brilliant general, enlisted as a private at the beginning of the war, ends up a lieutenant general, probably one of the best generals to come out of the war in terms of his ability. Rivaldo, if you scroll up, I typed my daughter's channel in the chat. Luis, what did you say that I missed? Dude, there's like a lot of chat going on. I'm not always catching them, so. I have contacts in. I can't necessarily read things very well. German tanks rolling into Czechoslovakia. Neville Chamberlain promising peace. Nice. Yeah, waving around a peace thing, saying, "Yeah, probably my favorite part of the oversimplified World War II is the part where he's talking about peace, and then they go, Hitler's invading the rest of Czechoslovakia. That was pretty apt at describing how that all went down. So, are Dutch memes done already? I don't know, Codex. I'm just taking them as they come. I have no idea what the memes are going to be. Yeah, and that's about it. All right, what do we got next? I got you, babe, George Washington said to a quivering Lincoln. What is happening in that picture? And why is it on a wall somewhere? Actually, it looks like it's probably just in a picture of some kind. I have no idea what's happening there, and I have no idea why somebody did that, but I'm just going to go ahead and move on. Give the mod roll to Torsk for the channel. Yeah, if I see Torsk chat, I will do that. It's hard to do in the like in YouTube, except for in the middle of the chat. So if I see Torsk say something, I'll do that. America's enemy in the 18th century, the Reds. In 19th century, the Reds. 20th century, the Reds. Wow. I don't even know what to say to that. I don't know that it's funny, but again, oh, there's Torsk. Okay, here we go. I'll make you a mod real quick, Torsk. The chat's got to stop moving so I can do it. Hold on. There we go. You should be good now. When I think I'll be coming to McDowell County, Virginia, in like Northern Virginia. Well, Northern Virginia, this week, I think I'm coming to Fredericksburg. At least that's the plan. I guess that's Central Virginia. McDowell County, who knows? Unless I get an event to speak there again. It's available in 1080 on the phone. Nice, Blue Orion. We got 236 people. 237. Awesome. Very cool. Welcome all. Make sure you hit like and subscribe if you haven't already. General Forrest talks to General Hood before his march on Tennessee. Are you really in charge here? That's Jim Carrey. I don't know what movie that's from because I haven't seen it, but I can appreciate that. Do I know much about the Oradour-sur-Glane massacre? No, I do not. The Red States, yes. All right. Henry VIII, delete my marriage. Pope, no. Henry VIII, look at me. I'm the church now. Brilliant. I love that. I love any of these ones from Captain Phillips, which is a fantastic movie, by the way. If you haven't seen it, super intense, really good. And this guy, I think he's Somalian, and I think this was the first time he had ever acted in his life, and he actually got nominated for an Oscar for his role as one of the Somali pirates in this. But I appreciate the memes with the look at me thing anytime they do that one. Man, my vision is just so blurry right now. I haven't worn contacts for like a week. Crafting. Nice. It's a Minecraft meme. I don't know if it's funny, but that's cool. I like it. JD, thank you. Germans, we gassed this fort. We should be good. A few Russians who refuse to die. Guess who's back and back again? We've got our Auschwitz meme. All right, the attack of the dead men. Awesome. Anything that harkens back to a Sabaton song is fantastic. Can I react to history buffs? I could, I guess, but history buffs is kind of a reaction already, isn't it? I mean, because it's kind of a reaction to historical movies, so I don't know if that would be a little redundant at all. Was he in 12 Years a Slave? I haven't seen that movie yet. I've heard it's very, very good. I know it'd probably be pretty heavy material, but I might have to check that one out. I didn't know he was in that. If you want to learn something about Viking history and tales from mythology, see Brothers of Metal. Okay, very cool. Nice. I like anything that does history like that. Okay. Union troops starting to advance through the wilderness, 1864. Does that tree have a southern accent? That's pretty good. That's especially good if I'm going to be going to the wilderness this week, and I will probably know that by the end of today, so I'll be posting on Discord to let you guys know if that's happening. But it looks like it's going to happen. It looks like the weather may be a lot better than when I planned to go a few weeks ago, so I'm excited about that opportunity. Freedom intensifies. We've got an A-10 Warthog, which is one of our best planes on the battlefield. So nice. I appreciate that. You see, Ivan, when make tank a plane, enemy not know to use anti-air or anti-tank become confused. Laughs in German. Nice. Very cool. Do I know Armchair Historian? I am familiar with him a little bit. Very cool. The Enemy at the Gates is good. I mean, it's not all historically accurate, but the way I look at a movie like that, or like Braveheart, for example, is it'll give you just a taste of what the history was, just enough to make you hopefully want to go and learn about the real history. And there aren't a lot of really good, at least not in the West, movies, Hollywood type movies made about Stalingrad. So from that standpoint, Enemy of the Gates kind of opened up the world of Stalingrad to a lot of people and the history of it. So England lost to Wales, so it's time to take the Mickey out of your English wife and family. Nice. Good luck with that, Ewan. Where do I get most of my knowledge from, Golf Man? Actually, it's a mix. Books primarily, and I'm really into Audible now, which I saw that Mr. Terry is sponsored by Audible, so that's kind of my goal now, because I do a ton of Audible books on, listening to them, because I'm in the car so much with my travels, in the car and on planes. Not lately, but in general. And I drive an hour, a half hour and back to my son's soccer practices twice a week, and then to his games an hour each way once a week. And so I have a lot of time in the car. And so I listen to a lot of books on Audible that way. But like to watch a lot of documentaries as well. YouTube channel. I'm really into The Great War, which is Indy Neidel's channel, where he kind of did day by day the history of the Great War. And I know he's doing it with World War II now. So I really enjoy that as well. Have I ever listened to Great Courses? No, I have not. But I'll have to check that out. Audible recommendations. If you want something on World War I that was really, really good, A World Undone. It's like 30 hours long, but that was really good. I did Chernow's biographies of Hamilton and Grant through Audible, and those were both very good as well. Some games give a good knowledge of history. It depends on the game, just like it depends on the movie, honestly. Appreciate that, Excessive M, and greetings in Finland. My wife's part Hungarian, and Hungary and Finland have kind of common roots when it comes to their weird languages. Reacted to the last battle. It is upcoming. I will be doing that. My Discord link is in the description. Lots of links in the description. Funny. I appreciate that. I'll take that as a compliment. I think Mr. Terry is great at what he does, and he's one of the inspirations for why I chose to do this when I saw that he had almost 300,000 subscribers doing what he did. And my first introduction to Mr. Terry was when I was doing a stream on my gaming channel, History Guy Gaming, and he got all his people on his Discord server to invade one of my streams. And so I've been kind of connected with Mr. Terry a little bit ever since. All right. Gets a beautiful Arabian horse from Egyptian royal stables just to have that darn Jimmy Chestnut get it stolen from him. I don't fully appreciate that one, but is that Jefferson Davis? I guess I don't understand the background to that one, and I'm a kind of a Civil War nut, so I'm not sure. Maybe somebody else understands it. Yes, I have listened to Livegard It, and I will be doing a video on it probably on Monday. And thank you to those of you. I just saw that somebody else had donated, and I missed it earlier, so thank you to whoever that was. In coordination with Sabaton's record label, I'm going to be making a video on Monday about that. I'm sorry, I can't hear you over the sound of my freedom. So another obnoxious American meme, and I'm an obnoxious American, so I can appreciate it. Torsk. My left flank brings all the boys to the yard. Nice. Little Joshua Lawrence Chamberlain there. He was the extreme left flank of the entire Union Army at Gettysburg. M1 Abrams, I will not dignify that with a response. There's Ohio State, and then there's everyone else. Connor, the link's in the description of the video for Discord. I am the Lorax, and I speak for the trees. I don't know what's happening here. How much do I know about the Swedish Empire? Not nearly enough. what little has come recently that I've been studying. F it, General Dan Sickles, July 2nd, 1863. While I don't approve of the language, I do appreciate the meme. Very nice. Another Sickles meme there. Enhalter, thank you. Appreciate that. I'm sure John foreplays that there are audibles related to the Italian Army or Italy in World War II. I can't personally speak to any of them, but you could probably go on and browse the audibles stuff without having to buy anything. And what I do is I actually have a monthly subscription to Audible. I forget how much it is, like $15 a month. And then you get a credit every month, and you can spend that on anything. And so even if it's like a $35 book, you can spend your credit. And I've got like 5 credits available right now that I haven't spent yet because I haven't been traveling. I'll turn the volume up. That's why I didn't have my volume up. Is that a real quote? No, that's not a real quote. Hey, Connor, how's it going? Celtic, how's it going? Jurassic, hello. Did I miss one? Oh, here we go. What was that? General Ledley, U.S. Army. Okay. That's, again, a very niche meme, but General Ledley was the guy who completely butchered the attack at Petersburg after the crater was exploded in 1864. It was his division that just got completely blown to hell because he basically sat back drinking and didn't do anything. So one of the biggest debacles of the war. What part of history is my favorite? American Civil War, British medieval history, Wars of the Roses specifically, and then probably right now World War One. I'm really into World War One a lot. A World Undone by G.J. Meyer. Yeah, I think that's the one. I would look to double check. In fact, I'll do that right now while we're sitting here, and I can confirm that. Yes, that's the one. Fantastic. Really well done. Plus the guy who sometimes with Audible, the people that you get that are reading it are not so great. Like I have Longstreet's autobiography. I had to stop listening to it because the guy who was narrating it was really hard to understand. Like he didn't enunciate well and just something about the tone of his voice. But the guy who does A World Undone is perfect. He's got the perfect accent, the perfect pitch. And just a great reader and really good to listen to and really helps set the tone. So I highly recommend that one. Funny, no, I do not teach history in schools. That's what I went to college for. I was a history secondary education major. But no, I've never actually had a teaching job. I've subbed a few times here and there, but that's been about it. Damon, anytime. Glad to help with the whole, learning history thing. Have I been searching myself up? No, I have not. I did see the thing about the airstrikes, Byron, although I generally try to avoid talking about current events on the channel. Do I know Indian history? Very little, Zaid. I'm sad to say. Not something we learn about a lot in the United States is that part of the world. Extra History's got a lot of great stuff, Drew, and I'm excited to dive into more of them. Just trying to catch up on the chat here. Jurassic, very cool. You should definitely do it. Okay, on to the next one. The Virgin Panzer, dressed gray color, doesn't blend in anywhere. Stupid cupola because the commander has no balls. Puny little tracks, barely enough to cross a puddle. Named after being a tank. Yeah, that's what Panzer means. It's German for tank. Basically a bunch of wet paper on a tractor. The Chad Urchill? Double the armor, double the fun. Vibrant green boosts troop morale and blends in with the hedgerows. No cupola because commander fears no man. Named after the biggest G in Britain. You know what they say about tanks with large tracks. Okay, I appreciate that. Definitely made by a Brit. 20th Maine, Bayonet, Alabama and Texas Regiments, Gettysburg. Nice. I highly appreciate that one. We were chatting on Discord the other day, and we were talking about our favorite TV and film moments. And that's one of those moments for me, is the moment in Gettysburg when Chamberlain yells, "Bayonets!" I love that moment. That's like so much energy, and you know what's coming. So very cool. Yeah, Golfman. Maybe it's just me, but Longstreet's, the Audible was really hard for me to listen to. So much so I couldn't finish it, unfortunately. Some Ammon Amuth reactions. I could check that out. Will I be making video about controversial topics? Saboteur, there's so much content out there that deals with earlier history that I really don't feel like I have to, and I try to avoid that stuff. Not that it isn't worth discussing. I've got very passionate beliefs when it comes to politics, when it comes to my faith, things like that. I don't talk about it just because I don't want that to be the focus of this channel. I was having a conversation with somebody the other day about something like that, and I said, listen, it doesn't matter to me what your personal beliefs are on a particular thing. What matters to me is that we have a common love for history and for gaming. Anything else shouldn't matter. So there are places where you can go to get that, but I want to focus on what brings us together, which is our love for history and our love for gaming on my gaming channel. And all that other stuff, while it's very important to me personally, is not what I want this channel to be about. So that's just a personal choice that I've made. We need some merch. Sweets. I tried to design a zip hoodie. They didn't have any good options. I'll go back and look now and see if they do now. But at the time when I tried to design them, they didn't have any good zip hoodie options that were worth making for the merch. And I do need to get merch on this channel too. I haven't done that yet. But I'll take a look at it again. I love zip hoodies. I'm wearing one right now. That's what I typically wear, is either zip hoodies or 3/4 zip shirts. So Gods and Generals weren't as good as Gettysburg. No, Bradley, and a big part of the reason why, I think, is all the extra stuff they tried to do with that with the civilians, which I found very disappointing. But the battle scenes were great. Can't really read this one. Protection against shaped charge attacks. Germany, U.S., Russia just throws a bunch of people. Infantry protection. Imagine being affordable and easy to produce. This post was made by Tiger Gang. All right, another video. I'm avoiding some of the videos, at least for now. So, Petersburg, 1864, for sale. June 30th, 4:44 a.m. Ouch. So, that's the crater, I guess. I guess that's what we're talking about there, huh? Interesting. What do I think is the most interesting thing in World War I? Honestly, I've always been most interested in 1914 and what happened at the beginning, and how badly everybody botched that whole situation. And right now, as an American, I recognize we had very little to do with the outcome of that war. We came in right at the tail end. The U.S. only had like 53,000 battle deaths in World War I. Half our deaths came from disease. But I've been studying up. I'm actually, my Audible book I'm doing right now is about the Meuse-Argonne offensive, which was, and to this day remains, the largest battle that the U.S. has ever participated in. Over 1 million American servicemen involved in the Meuse-Argonne offensive. So I've been reading up on that a lot. Do that video. It's really good. All right, I'll do the video. Mosquitoes bite and go. Bees. I don't know what's going to happen here. I'm a little scared. Nothing happened. I'm confused. I have no idea. Did I miss something? Okay, moving on. Confederate Army, 1865. I didn't hear no bell. So there's our second South Park meme. I didn't hear no bell. Dutch people, after they realize Mars hasn't been colonized yet. Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's one of the better ones I've seen today. I need the video sound. Oh, did I have... Oh, you know what? Did I have... I had, you know why? Because when I had Discord open, during our multiplayer game this morning, but I had it muted for that reason. So okay, let's try this again. All right, I still don't get it. Somebody will have to explain that one to me. Oh, yeah, this is the one we were on here. Why am I partially offended by that? Oh, no, come on. That's really funny. That's a pretty good one. That one and the Sickles one with the guy on the cot have to be my favorite two so far. That was pretty good. Petersburg. We're getting a lot of crater memes right now. This is impressive. Pittsburgh, 1864. Or Petersburg, 1864. July 30th, 4:30. Kaboom? Yes, Rico. Kaboom. That's pretty good. How much do I know about the Mongolian Empire? Very little. Again, yeah, Eastern Asia, really not my area of expertise at all, unfortunately. They could finally have their new Amsterdam. Oh, you're Dutch. Okay, well, it's true, though. I mean, you can appreciate when it's true. I mean, you can appreciate the satire of it and the hilarity of it, just like I can laugh at the U.S. with some of these. The bees die after they sting someone. Okay, now I understand. Thank you. Makes sense now, Leonardo. Thank you. Now I understand. Have I seen the movie 1917? Yes, and I loved it. I don't think it was as amazing as everybody made it out to be, but it was very, very good. So M1 Abrams, the crater. Okay, so I don't know if you're familiar with in World War I this happened. Like the British blew up a huge crater on the first day of the Battle of the Somme. I think there might have been more than one. But Luis, we'll probably go another half hour or so if I can make it that long. I'm out of my Mio apple drink. My throat's getting a little sore. But as long as we still got 240 people, as we do now, we'll keep on going. So, greetings, Michael, in Austria. One of the most beautiful countries in the world. My wife and I are excited to take a trip there someday. I was showing her videos from Austria. She was excited. Okay, so the crater. Petersburg, Battle of Petersburg. It's a siege. The Union Army is besieging the Confederates. They're trying to take Petersburg because it's a vital rail hub. And if Petersburg falls, then Richmond falls. Some miners, there was a regiment, a Pennsylvania regiment, that almost all the guys in the regiment were miners. So they dig a mine under the Confederate lines. And the Confederates knew it was coming. They were trying to dig mines of their own, trying to find them. And they blow up this mine that creates this huge crater and blows a hole in the Confederate line, kills a couple hundred South Carolinians like instantly. But then the Union completely botched the attack. There was a division of black soldiers that had been specifically trained for the attack on what to do, to not go down into the crater but go around. At the last minute, they changed the division and put another division commander with a different division of white soldiers in charge, and they completely botched the attack. So that's what the crater's about. Miners, no, not that kind of miner insane. The MINERS, miners. Okay, where are we at here? Let me tell you, if you're looking for storage space, this beauty holds so much fire in it. Okay, that's funny. Not funny if you're a Georgian, but it's funny. That was pretty good. That's one of the better ones I've seen today. Block 100, I will whoop you. Union Army, Mahoney at the crater. So we're getting a ton of are these all coming from the same person, or are they different ones? My wife, wait, come in and say hi on the stream.
Oh gosh, no.
Okay, thank you. Oh, is it more Apple stuff? Thank you. Are you going to let me go to Virginia next week?
Sure.
She said sure. There it is, folks. You heard it here first. And she brought me drinks because she's awesome. I have an amazing wife who supports what I do. Thank you. We can continue the stream now. Huh? It's cold, too. Oh, that's so good. She must use the water from the fridge. Okay. Yeah, I definitely want to go to Andersonville sometime, too. GK42, yes. It will absolutely be viewable later. The stream will stay up on the channel. I green screened my cup. Did I? Yeah, that's awesome. It is pretty close to the same color as the green screen. So they're seeing an empty cup. It's
just
okay.
Noticed that. No, poor did.
She's saying no.
Rachel and I just noticed that.
You guys are watching the stream?
Well, how do you think I knew you were at a drink?
Oh, okay. I didn't know. Okay.
I'm not that amazing. You just thought I knew? How funny.
Okay, where are we at? Let's see. Corporate needs you to find the differences between this picture and this picture. They're the same picture. So is that just really good camouflage? Is that what we're saying here? That's funny. Anything with the office is good. My daughter will appreciate that one. I didn't know my wife and daughter were watching the stream, so there you have that. So now you guys need to all donate, so I can tell them it was worth it. HGG exists in naval battles. Everybody else. Okay, Torsk, thank you. Appreciate the custom meme made about me. And for those of you who aren't familiar, a lot of folks call me HGG. History Guy Gaming is my original channel, the one that I've had for 4 years, my gaming channel. I created this as an extension of that for all my non-gaming historical content. So that's why you see people calling me that. All right, let me catch up on the chat here. Yeah, Flying Fortress, I will do a Space Crew stream, I promise. I'll definitely get to that at some point. Hey, GK, take care, man. Well, Golf, you don't get to almost 20 years of marriage without supporting each other in things that you don't necessarily understand. Like my wife is not a big fan of history, so but she supports me, and I appreciate that. So somebody asked me, there was a question I saw, but that I wanted to answer, and she is owed an amazing date night. David Ray says, you're right. She absolutely is owed one. Could Hitler still be alive? Not now. I mean, if he was alive now, he'd be like 130 years old. But I will say this. Of all of the conspiracy theories that are out there, and there are a lot of really ridiculous conspiracy theories out there, that's one that I think's plausible. The whole Hitler escaped to Argentina thing. I'm willing to acknowledge that's possible. That's one of the few that I'm willing to acknowledge is possible. I won't say that he did or that it's even likely, but definitely possible. All right, where are we at? Confederate supplies for the Trans-Mississippi Theater. Wow, look, nothing. Oh, so sad. Poor Richard Taylor and his gang, but so true. Hitler and Elvis have a house on the moon. All right, this one's kind of small. Flat Earthers claim Australia doesn't exist and people who live there are actors paid by NASA. 25 million people in Australia. Am I a joke to you? The Flat Earthers one, I can't even handle that. All you need to do is go up in an airplane and you can see the curvature of the Earth. It's not that hard, folks. It's really not that hard. Home Guard getting called to Petersburg, June 1864. So we get another Home Guard one. USS Torsk is posting this, so I see it more. Now, here's the thing. I started this channel like last night, and you can see how far we've gotten, and we're still at just 9:39 p.m. last night on the memes. So we'll have to do more of these. All right, let's see what he has to say on this one. Oh, did I mute the channel again? Hold on. This is the one I tried to watch earlier and didn't hear.
I'm the Lorax. I speak for the trees.
Okay, not sure I get it, but that's cool. Seeing Union forces on the high ground. Triggered. It's another Gettysburg meme. Very good. I'm surprised we haven't seen one with from Star Wars with the Union on July 3rd being the high ground, saying, I have the high ground, it's over, and then Pickett's charge happening. Surprised that hasn't happened yet. All right, let's see. Do you want to keep the spices or do you want to keep your kneecaps? Who is that? I don't know who that is. I know I probably should, but I don't. Somebody will have to help me out with that one. Do I have some favorite extinct creature? You're looking for suggestions to draw. Pterodactyl. Always been a fan of the pterodactyl. Of course I know Star Wars memes. I love Star Wars. Peter Griffin. Oh. Okay, that's funny. I'm going to turn that off just because I don't want to get copyright dinged or anything with the music. All right, that's funny. I actually have a cousin buried in Kentucky named Walter White, and I always thought that was really cool with the whole Breaking Bad thing. There is no Easter Bunny, there is no Tooth Fairy, and there's no chance of British intervention. Nice. That's good. I appreciate that. Lots of Civil War memes today. The tune played by Confederates to Union soldiers at Fredericksburg, 1862. Very soft. G, G sharp, A, B. I'm not sure I get it. Just kind of a build-up, I guess. I don't know. Can I turn the video volume down? Yeah, 1 second. There we go. Your ears left the chat. Lord Unhold, it's not, and I've explained this before because people always wondered why I was worried about issues of copyright with the 1812 Overture on my gaming channel. It's not about whether the song itself is copyrighted. Recordings of the song can be copyrighted. So even, so it's a song like Dixie, anybody can make a recording of it, but they can copyright that recording. So that's the issue. Oh, PP very soft. Okay. All right, I get it now. Gotcha. I was like, as a musician, I was reading the music. I was reading too much into it. Okay. Lands with Spices exists. Dutch East India Company. You're invited to join or join. Another good Dutch meme. We're going to offend Abrams again, I think. Valentine's Day. Bismarck, 1940 history. Happy birthday, Bismarck. As he's sinking. Oh, not okay. Not okay. You're not going to find any 19th century recordings. You just need to find a recording that is royalty free, which a lot of times you can. You can find those. Doctor treating sick during typhus outbreak, 1862. SpongeBob. I'm not sure I totally get it, but Golf Man, thank you so much. Appreciate that. Grateful for your support and for your participation in the channel. General Garnett, seconds before he's never seen. Ouch. Seen again. Okay. It's a good meme, but ooh, I know I shouldn't laugh at that. So General Garnett, I think the copyright claim on music recordings is 75 years. I could be wrong about that. All right, so Garnett was one of the brigade commanders in Pickett's division during Pickett's charge. They were attacking uphill against heavy concentrations of artillery fire and small arms fire. All the generals were ordered to go on foot, but Garnett had been kicked by his horse and couldn't walk. But he'd had an issue where he'd been accused of cowardice by Stonewall Jackson just before Jackson was killed, so he never had a chance to answer the charges. And so Garnett insisted on going, and he went on his horse, and he was never seen again, but his horse was found, which means he was probably mangled so badly that he couldn't be identified on the field. Thus the meme. So who? Saboteur of Destiny. Geography Now. Interesting. I'll have to look into that. Another Dutch meme coming up. Is this the same person giving us all the Dutch memes? I don't know. An economy. The Dutch. Tulips. Okay. All right, that's kind of funny. It's a little offensive, but also funny. Visit Poland. Your car is already there. Thank you for that, Paulie. Very much would like to visit Poland someday. You guys keep growing this channel the way that it's growing, and I will be able to visit all of those places. We're doing like 700 to 800 subscribers a day right now, which is phenomenal. I'm so grateful to all of you for the support on the channel. We'll go another 15 minutes. We'll go to about 2:30 my time. As a German, the Dutch memes feel like near misses. 90% Dutch memes, 90% Civil War memes. Your math may be a little inaccurate, Rixus, but I appreciate that. Have I ever been to Cyprus? No, I've never been anywhere in the Eastern Hemisphere. Furthest west I've ever been, Bethel, Alaska, and the island of Kauai in Hawaii. Furthest south I've ever been would be Costa Rica. Furthest north I've ever been, also Bethel, Alaska, Toronto, Canada, and Maine. Furthest east I've ever been has been Maine. Do we have milk chocolate in the USA? Absolutely. We have Hershey's. It's a little different than European chocolate, I think. It's a little sweeter than European chocolate. I could be wrong about that, but I think it is. What about Stalingrad? Oh, I'd love to visit Stalingrad someday. Is that what you're asking? History Matters? Yeah, I could check them out. I've seen some of their videos. All right, let's take a look at a few more here. Oh, we've got a Christmas story meme. This year, Ralphie decided to skip the Red Ryder and go for the 1842 Springfield smoothbore musket with a cartridge box, 40 rounds of buck and ball, a detachable socket bayonet with black leather scabbard. So he's a Confederate soldier, basically, is what this is. So I don't know if there's necessarily a comedic component to the meme, but you will definitely shoot your eye out, kid. Don't mess with that. So A Christmas Story, the house that they lived in, where that was filmed, is in Cleveland, which is an hour away from me, and I've never been there. Guess maybe I'll have to visit that sometime. Alec, I agree, but I would also say that the 1st Minnesota equally saved the Union in Gettysburg. Matt's, I absolutely want to visit Ypres in Belgium. That would definitely be on my list of places to go while I'm there. Guten Tag, official Meeks. How are things? Head? What head? Yeah, History Underground Sweets. I'm actually a patron. First time I've ever become a patron of somebody else, and that's History Underground. And he has the added benefit with his, in that he has a background in video and cinematography and stuff. So his videos, the quality of his edits are fantastic. And I've been learning a few things from him. So I'm hoping that you'll see when I make my next videos, that you're going to see kind of an upgrade in my quality a little bit. I'm going to try to take a little more care to my editing. I'm not going to try to recreate what he does. He's got a particular style that is not mine. But he's very, very good, and I highly recommend you guys check out his videos. He's got some really good stuff, and he knows what he's talking about too, and presents it well. Have I heard the new Sabaton song? Yes. Been talking about that. I'll have a video coming in a couple days about that. Oh yeah, Arnhem, Ewan, if I go, I'm definitely going to explore the Market Garden battlefields. I want to try to go to all the Band of Brothers places if I can. All right, let's do a few more here. When the rest of the world asks you why you are reluctant to switch to a primarily nuclear-based energy system, we know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two. And not just the fact that they were, I don't know if this is referring specifically to one thing or the other, but obviously you have the atomic bombs dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, but also they had the issue, was it Fukushima? Is that the name of the place where they had the meltdown a few years ago after the earthquake? So not funny, but definitely historically accurate. Catholic Church, and that's what it says in the Bible. People, that's not how I read it. You have forfeited your life privileges. That's accurate. Not funny, but totally true. 1500s, even translating the Bible into another language other than Latin could get you executed, burned at the stake. Translating into English, translating into German. It was a tough time to stray from the reservation, so to speak. Yeah, Fukushima. That's what I was talking about, Jurassic. Pavel's excited for me to see his memes. All right, let's see. Oh, we got a little bit of oh gosh, why am I drawing? This happens when I stream. I forget his name. Keanu Reeves. Norway in World War II. We are neutral. That means you can't attack us. Churchill and Hitler. Pretty sure it doesn't. That's good. That's pretty good. I appreciate that one. I don't know the reference with Keanu Reeves in SpongeBob. Is that from the SpongeBob movie, maybe? But I like it. I like Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves is a really cool dude. If you read stories about his interactions with fans and how he treats people, really cool dude. Probably one of those people in Hollywood. Him and Matthew McConaughey are probably the two Hollywood types I'd probably most want to hang out with. They just seem like cool dudes. You are breathtaking. John Wick. Well, is that what that's from? Is John Wick? The Last Battle. Yeah, I'm definitely going to react to that one. I know the story that's about with the Americans and the German army fighting side by side against the SS. He donated his entire salary for the Matrix films. I did see that. I'm going to skip the video ones for now just because I don't want to mess with the sound and everything. Literally get shot. Oh, no. Anyways. Theodore Roosevelt was the toughest SOB that has ever been president. Dude was just such a bad you-know-what. I mean, just a tough guy. Gets shot while giving a speech. Still gives the speech. I think he gave I want to say it was 17 pages or something, his speech. And he gave it afterwards, and the bullet was lodged in his chest. And he gives the speech. Hello, nurse. Thank you. Appreciate that donation. Charlie Daniels Band. Love Charlie Daniels Band. Next epic rap battle reaction, probably middle of next week. I just did 2 this week, so probably be a little while before I do another one. Martis, I think you're confusing original language and what it was in the Middle Ages. The older part of the Bible was written in Hebrew, but a small part. The rest of the original Bible, original language, was Aramaic and Greek. None of the Bible was originally written in Latin. The oldest translations that we have are into Latin, and the Latin Bible is what was being used in the Middle Ages. But no, the Bible was written in Hebrew, Aramaic, and Koine Greek, which is different than the Greek that's spoken today. All right, where are we at here? Only 1,700 kids will remember this. Oh, man. Wow. Speaking of that, one of the places I'd love to go in Paris is the cemetery where the Marquis de Lafayette is buried, which is just really a very short distance from where the executions took place during the terror. And I think they have 1,300 victims of the guillotine buried in the same cemetery as where Lafayette is. So that's a place I'd like to visit very much. Definitely going to react to more oversimplified. Probably in the coming days, I'm going to be doing Hitler. The oversimplified reaction for Hitler. Have I done the Churchill versus Churchill epic rap battles? No, I did Churchill versus Roosevelt. That was the first one I ever did, actually. All right, let's see. Can I react to epic history, Napoleonic Wars? This has been something I've been telling people a lot. I did a reaction to their Austerlitz video. And for the first time in 4 years of having YouTube channels, I got a copyright strike. And it happened 2 weeks after the video went up. So basically what that means is Epic History, YouTube didn't give me a copyright strike. That YouTube with a lot of videos like the Epic Rap Battles, the Oversimplified, things in the Sabaton, when you upload the video, it automatically detects that there's copyrighted content. But what it does is it doesn't take down your video. What it does is it monetizes it, but then it pays the ad revenue to the original content creator. So whenever I do a Sabaton reaction, the money that from the ads on that video of mine goes to Sabaton, as it should. I'm not disputing that at all. So that's different than a copyright strike. A copyright strike means the video gets removed from your channel and it counts as a strike against you. And if you get 3 copyright strikes, they delete your channel. And so I would lose everything. So the very first and one and only copyright strike I've ever gotten came from my Austerlitz reaction video to Epic History TV, and it came 2 weeks later. And what happened was it was a manual strike, which means that Epic History TV saw my reaction and then told YouTube to give me a copyright strike for it, and then took my video down. Which I can't fully understand because I've seen other reactions to that exact video, and they don't seem to be any different than mine. So I actually reached out to the contact email that was given to me when I got the copyright strike and emailed them and asked them why they gave me a copyright strike, and they haven't responded. So that's why I haven't done any more Epic History TV videos. After 90 days, the strike goes off my channel, and so then I can risk getting another one. So then maybe I'll try again to do an Epic History video, but that's why I haven't done any more right now. So in this case, John 4 Plays, you can't blame YouTube. You have to blame Epic History TV. They are the ones responsible for the copyright strike. They were the ones that told YouTube to give it to me. Yes, it's 3 strikes in 90 days, right? So and this was the middle of January, so it's middle of April before it goes off my channel. Okay. We'll do just a couple more here. That's the one I just did. Whoever is humming the Jaws theme is going to get slapped. That's pretty good. I don't think there were any sharks in the December waters of the Delaware River, but still funny. The Shenandoah, we have you 3-1. I like those odds. I greatly appreciate that one. That is deep, deep stuff right there. So, so in this case, Stonewall Jackson takes on and defeats 3 separate Union armies in the Shenandoah Valley in 1862, who outnumber him 3-1. And he just kind of bounces from one to the other, defeating them. And it was really impressive. And I had an uncle who died in one of those battles. He was in the 1st West Virginia Infantry, was killed at Kernstown in March of 1862. He's buried in an unknown grave at the Winchester Cemetery there. Can I link to the Discord server? Hello Nurse. It's in the description of this video. It's in the description of all of my videos. If you look in the description, you'll see a link to the Discord server in any of my videos that I post. All right, let's do 2 more. Each dot represents one swear word used by General Hancock at Gettysburg. Howard challenges his command. Sickles shows up. Sickles moves forward. Hunt takes command of 2nd Corps Artillery. Saddle nail driven into groin. All right, that's pretty good. Again, a lot of deep stuff. And I won't take the time to explain all of it, but it's all very accurate. That's good stuff. Insane. All right, let's find one of Insane's real quick. How far do I have to scroll down to get it? Will there be a new Grand Tactician video soon? Yeah, sometime this weekend. Might even be a stream. I'm not sure. A little lower. Okay, I'm going to look. I'll just look for the gold since Insane's a Discord mod. We'll end with whatever one of Insane's I'm looking for here. There's a lot of chat there. Still looking, Insane. Still looking. How much further do I have to go? Goodness great. See, this is how many memes I got last night, which I greatly appreciate. You guys love the memes, and I appreciate the dedication. How much further is it, Insane? I'm still going. Still going. This is, oh, here we go. The ocean exists. It's free real estate. All right. Our Dutch meme from our Dutch friend. Very cool. Flying Fortress. We're going to do this again sometime. I promise. We will definitely do more. Abdullah, I apologize. You're just in time. We're at the end. So go to the bottom. You replied. Germany. Oh, looks like we're losing this war, guys. Italy. Change team. That's pretty good. Gecko is 3rd. When you documenting the Vietnam War and suddenly activated face swap. Oops. Awesome. Well, we got a lot more to get to. Your memes are just above his memes, Pavel. All right, we'll do yours real quick. These are all going to be Serbian, so I'm probably not going to understand them. Austria-Hungary attacks Serbia. Chuckles, you're in danger. That's right, man. They outnumbered them 10-1 and just could not take on the Serbs at all. So we're going to get to it again. Can I talk about what my total says? My total what, Jerry? Yeah, we're gonna do this again, and I'll pick up somewhere around where I left off the next time we do another stream of this. I'm just waiting to see what Jerry the title says. Can I talk about what my title says? I'm still not quite sure I know what you mean, but we'll continue that discussion in the Discord afterwards. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up my stream. Lots to get to still, but thank you guys so much. Check out the link in the description for the GoFundMe if you would consider supporting the future travels of this channel. I greatly appreciate it. Definitely join us on Discord. There's a lot going on. Always very active there, a lot of folks, and we've got a few new mods to help handle all the new folks that have come in. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you again. Take care.